one person was responsible for one tax. And it was not difficult for such a person to line his own pockets in addition to collecting the taxes which were legally due. These tax gatherers were universally hated. Nobody liked them. They had entered the service of their country's conquerors, and they amassed their fortune at the expense of their country's misfortunes. They were notoriously dishonest. Not only did they cheat their own people, but they also did their best to swindle the government. And they made a flourishing income by taking bribes from rich people who wish to avoid taxes which they should have paid to government. Every country, people dislike their tax officials, sometimes to the point of hatred. But the hatred of the Jews for them was doubly violent. The Jews were fanatically nationalistic. But what moved the Jews more than anything else was their belief in, or their belief or religious conviction that God alone was king, and that to pay taxes to any mortal ruler was an infringement of God's right and an insult to the majesty of God. By Jewish law, a tax gatherer was debarred from the synagogue. He was included with things and animals unclean. And Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 25 was applied. And I'll just read to you Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 25, which says, "So then, you must make a clear distinction between animals and birds that are ritually clean and those that are not. Do not eat unclean animals or birds. I have declared them unclean, and eating them would make you unclean." This verse was applied to them. He was forbidden to be a witness in any case, tax gatherer. Robbers, murderers, and tax gatherers were classed together. Now, coming to the feast of the day, Matthew, the apostle and evangelist. When Jesus called Matthew, he called a man whom everyone hated, because what? He was a tax collector. He was a custom officer who took more money than was necessary to take, and he lined his pocket with money. Here is one of the greatest instances in the New Testament of Jesus' power to see in a man not only what he was, but also what he could be. No one ever had such faith in the possibilities of human nature as Jesus had. Brothers and sisters in Christ, and no doubt Matthew was one of those custom officers who exacted duty on all goods and commodities as they entered and left the territory of Herod. It is not to be thought that Matthew had never seen Jesus before. No doubt Matthew had heard about this young Galilean who came with a message breathtakingly new, who spoke with authority, the like of which no one had ever heard before. No doubt Matthew had listened on the outskirts of the crowd and had felt his heart stirred within him. Perhaps Matthew had wondered wistfully if even yet it was not too late to set sail and to seek a newer world, to live his own life and his own shame, and to begin anew. Brothers and sisters in Christ, anybody who is notorious when he encounters Jesus will become a new person. So, Matthew found Jesus standing before him. He had Jesus issue his challenge, and Matthew, the tax collector, the man who robbed others to line up his pockets, accepted the call of Jesus. He accepted the challenge and rose up and left all, and then he followed Jesus. Brothers and sisters in Christ, we must note what Matthew lost, the wealth that he has amassed, and we must note also what Matthew found. Jesus, the Lord, the King of Kings. Yes, Matthew lost a comfortable job, but he found a destiny. He lost a good income, money, but he found honor in Jesus. He lost a comfortable security, because as men say, with money you can do anything. But he found an adventure in Jesus, of the like of which he, Matthew, never dreamed of. Brothers and sisters in Christ, it may be that if we accept the challenge of Christ, we shall find ourselves poorer in material things. It may be that the worldly ambitions will have to go, but beyond doubt, we will find a peace and a joy and a thrill in life that we never knew